no matter what it was, the Lord provides for us. And I thought I'd get a lot more time to work on it last night after class. I'm at home. Sam wanted me to spend a little time with her and watch a little TV, so I did, and I figured I'll be fine. I watched a couple episodes of this stuff that she's wanting to watch, and I'll get in there and put the finishing touches on this message. About that time, Angie had a little issue, and I ended up calling the squad for her and taking her to the hospital. So 5 o'clock this morning, I got home finally. It was a little after 5, and it was like, Lord, I'm glad you allowed me to have the majority of this already done. There's not a lot up here, and I apologize for that. It does make it flow a little easier, and you guys can see some of the points that we talk about sometimes, but I didn't have enough time to really jump into that, so I'm going to preach from some notes, and we'll start. As you can see, I don't know why they let that go that route, but it's slipping and a sliding. A real funny title for the message. Well, I was reading, and as I stumbled upon something that in some ways it doesn't talk completely about what I'm wanting to talk about, but in other ways it sure fits. So let's take a look at Jeremiah 17, 5 through 10. And before we do that, let's open up with a word of prayer so the Lord will bless us. Lord, as we get ready to look at your word, we ask that you touch us, open our minds and our hearts so that we can hear what you really want us to hear. The Old Testament scripture corresponds, but it doesn't quite say everything, Lord. And we need your touch to help us pick out the true meaning and pick out what you want us to hear from this message, Lord. We ask that you just be with us. Fill us with your Holy Spirit here today. In Jesus Christ's precious name we pray. Amen. Jeremiah 17, 5 through 10. If you find that, this is a section that speaks with what the Lord says. This is what the Lord says. Cursed is the one who trusts in man, who depends on flesh for his strength, and whose heart turns away from the Lord. And I'm going to stop for a second there, and I want you to remember that right there, because that's where the emphasis of this message is on. He will be like a bush in the wastelands. He will not see prosperity when it comes. He will dwell in parched places of the desert, in a salt land where no one lives. But blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. He will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought, and never fails to bear fruit. The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward a man according to his conduct, according to what his deeds deserve. The Lord says an awful lot there through Jeremiah. But remember, I told you to remember that verse 5. Cursed is the one who trusts in man, who depends on flesh for his strength, and whose heart turns away from the Lord. What's that really mean? Well, to turn away, your heart had to be turned towards the Lord. Now, Old Testament times versus New Testament times, a little different. But what's the most important thing? Jesus broke down those 10 commandments into 2. Basically, our relationship with God and our relationship with each other. That's what the Old Testament really is about, our relationship with God and each other. And that's what Jesus' commandments are about as well. He took the 10 commandments and explained them in a way that we can understand real easy. However, there are times that, for some reason or the other, we can turn away from the Lord. And we probably all know some people that have at one point or another. And the question becomes backsliding. What it is, how it happens, and how we can prevent it. Because it can be prevented. The first thing to know is, what is backsliding? One time I would describe it as walking away from the Lord deliberately. Is that how you think about it? Well, I got a better definition. Backsliding is the breaking of our relationship with God. Sometimes it's intentional. Sometimes it's not. But somewhere along the line, our relationship with Him breaks, and it results in a flawed relationship. We backslide. Whether we've walked away deliberately, or whether circumstances have brought us to this point. Now, I'd have a slide up there. And the first one is, what is backsliding? We just talked about it. Second point would be how it happens. We've got many pews sitting here. There's many open spaces. I think it's been 12 or 13 years. I think it may have been 13 that I've been here. I've seen these pews filled. I've seen them empty. I remember people that have passed on, good saints. Garnet, Roy, there's been a few others. Those are just two that come off my head. I picked them up one too many times with Garnet over with the bus, her and Opal. They used to argue getting on that bus. They'd argue about Roy. Makes my heart grow fond of them, and I miss them. few others that have been here, and I won't mention names, but they stopped coming. Some of them maybe in church. Others, I don't know. Those that are not in church are backslidden. Now, some Baptist preachers preach that once saved, always saved, and we hear that, and it's a call that doesn't ring true. We can backslide. I know. I've done it. How does it happen? For some, they lose their faith. For others, their needs are not being met. And there are many things that cause people backslide. Sometimes a loved one dies and they get angry at God. They can't accept what happened. And their relationship with the Lord breaks. Others, they just quit coming to church. Sometimes they get involved with, their kids get involved with sports. They get to the point where something's just a little bit more important than coming through the doors of the church. Then something else happens. Something else becomes just a little bit more important than God. And they're backslidden. Sometimes they just don't know it. They think, I'll get back in church as soon as I can when the kids are going and out of the sports stuff. Sometimes for whatever reason, they start having problems in their life. Could be an affair. Wife could have an affair. And they get afraid to show themselves in church for fear that we won't understand what they're going through or we'll judge them. And they stop coming. And instead of going someplace else that they can feel comfortable going, they quit coming altogether. And the person that used to pick up the Bible every morning and read, because he's not coming to church, just doesn't have the feeling that they can pick up that Bible. Something happens and their relationship with God breaks. Talked about loss of faith. Talked about some of the other issues that cause people backslide, quit coming to church. But how about those that are coming to church, those that are doing the work for the Lord? Can they backslide? There are sometimes people get so busy doing the Lord's work, and they suddenly find that relationship with the Lord's broken. My notes look like almost a jumbled thought. I'm going back and forth a little bit because there's so many different things that can make us backslide. A loved one dying can be a very stressful thing. Some know that already. And it becomes even more stressful when it involves children or loved ones dying of disease. Not understanding why the Lord let something happen to your loved one can test your faith. It can test the faith of even the most devout Christian. In the midst of struggling to understand, people can blame God for their loved one's death. For someone that falls into this trap, sometimes it's so hard to stop blaming God that they break their relationship with the Lord. And I'm not saying that when something happens that you shouldn't be mad. It happens. Sometimes you do get mad at God. Why'd you let this happen? It's how you let your relationship with the Lord lead you to come to that understanding that He didn't let it happen. It happened. He's just allowing you and your loved one how you handled the situation to show His love to others. Sometimes those people that get so bitter because their loved one died leave the church and want nothing to do with anything related to God. And as I said, other people that backslide, just quit coming to church. They get busy doing other things, filling weekends up with things that are more important than their relationship with the Lord. And soon they stop doing things that strengthen their relationship with the Lord. There's no time to read the Bible, no time for prayer. There's no time for the Lord at all. Sometimes they decide to do these things, and often other times, as I said, they just happen. But the most insidious thing that can happen when people backslide is they can backslide while working for the Lord. People can get so busy doing things for the Lord they neglect their relationship with the Lord. I know somebody that was involved in music ministry that became so involved on getting the performance just right. And every one of those 1,001 little things that they have to do to be in the right place at the right time, that they just somehow forgot their relationship with the Lord. And worse yet, these people can forget they get the idea that it's all right in their relationship with the Lord because they're working for the Lord. It happens with pastors, people that do song evangelism, evangelists. They can get so busy that sometimes they just forget what the relationship with the Lord should be. And I've told you guys this many times already. Many years ago, growing up, I grew up in a Wesleyan church. We had bus ministry that came, picked us up every Sunday morning, every Sunday evening. And I went every service that I could. I don't understand how. I can't remember what led me to the Lord back then. But somewhere along the line, He spoke to my heart. I wanted to go. I wanted to go more. I mean, really had a desire to go on Wednesday nights, and the buses didn't run. I had a desire to help in any way that I could. I must have been about 12 at that time, and we'd been in church for quite a while. I remember accepting the Lord. I remember the feeling that I had. Everything was right. I love to read the Bible. In fact, I've got that first Bible sitting in my bookcase. The spine's off the back of it. I mean, it's taken a little bit of a beating. Unfortunately, it wasn't all from use. Sunlight got a hold of it, and whatever they made them out of, it wasn't leather. I'm a little ashamed that Bible is in the condition it's in, because I love that Bible, because it represented something special. My grandmother had given it that to me at one point, but it was the one I took to church, during that time period. The one I read, and it was the one that helped me figure out my relationship with the Lord then. Somewhere along the lines, I moved from South Bend down here to stay with my grandparents for a couple of years. Now, you'd think that kind of stay, I might, stop going to church and everything. No, we lived in Larkmead. One of the churches out on Rosemary Road used to run a bus all the way out there. I caught the bus every Sunday. That first year, it was always out there. Then we moved down to Belleville. My grandparents didn't go anywhere on Sunday. I thought for sure I wasn't going to be going to church, looked like, but God provided a bus from Ravenswood, 15 miles away. I was down there every Sunday. I can't remember whether they ran that bus morning and evening or not. But I remember mornings down there. Baptist church down there. In fact, both the churches I attended as a young man here in Parkersburg were both Baptist. I came from Wesleyan Church up in South Bend, but when you've got a bus that is willing to take you someplace, boy, when you love the Lord and you want to serve Him, you get on that bus and go. Back then, I had strong faith. See, at one point, Dad tried to commit suicide. And we were down with my grandparents. And this was before I lived with them, I'm pretty sure. And they got the phone call. Dad was in intensive care. They weren't sure whether he was going to make it or not. We're 8 hours away. My mother's in Upper Michigan because it's her mom had just passed away, and she had Michael with her. So me and my brother were staying with my grandparents. But I knew Dad would be okay. So I trusted in the Lord. Wouldn't be a problem. My grandmother was a little distraught. My grandfather wasn't. Oh, let me see. That must have been somewhere between maybe 76, 77, somewhere around in there. Here, and my grandfather had his second stroke on the job in 74. He really wasn't in any real condition to drive clear to South Bend, an 8-hour drive, but he did. And as we, I told him, the Lord's there. He's taking care of him. I think Dad was in a coma for a week before he came out of it. The story he told of being in an open grassland and, being able to run and play, and man being there. Like I told my grandparents, the Lord was watching over him. It wasn't time for him. He really didn't know the Lord like he should. Dad, at that point, him and Mom weren't going to church. Dad grew up going to church, but he got away from it. He was drinking too heavy and stuff, doing things he shouldn't do. He backslidden. Even after that, after seeing a miracle, after 7 days, Dad coming around, after hearing the miracle of my grandfather, he was 7 days in Columbus with his kidneys shut down. Back in, I think it was 62. That was a miracle. My grandmother prayed over him. The Lord was good enough to take care of him. He was able to, towards the end of life, he accepted the Lord. But even after all of that, I went to go back to South Bend to take and go to high school. Dad and Mom said, "Come home." And I went home. Went to church a few times. It just wasn't quite the same. A lot of those teachers were up in age that I loved. They weren't there anymore. Our bus captain, he had retired and moved to Florida. Just wasn't the same church. The kids that were there were not the kids that I knew when I was there. Of course, the Sunday school classes were not quite the same. I didn't quite like that Sunday school class they put us in. The teens had their own class, and just not quite the same material. It didn't have quite the same as anything I've been used to. I stopped. I didn't stop going completely on Sunday morning. I just didn't feel like going. I'd go the next Sunday. Maybe I'd skip a couple Sundays and go a Sunday. put that Bible up. I stopped reading that Bible. Soon, I stopped going to church. Then I started questioning God. Where'd God come from? How can we say this is the Word of God? Boy, man seemed to have an awful lot of mistakes in here when he's doing things. I could show you in one spot, and I can't remember where it is now, but there was one spot that had the word but in there twice. I look back on it and I go, what the tarnation was I ever thinking? You see, I allowed many things to get in between me and my relationship with God. Young man that wanted so much to do God's work. I knew He called me to preach back when I was young, and before I was 12 years old. I knew He wanted me to preach. I knew He wanted me to do His work. I was gung-ho to do it, do whatever He wanted me to do. And somehow I let it slip. It wasn't God that ruined that relationship between me and Him at that time. It was me. I let ideas get in my head. Backsliding. Strange word for the fact that you have a broken relationship. Now, the third point. If you remember, I told you there'd be a slide up there that had 3 points on it. What's backsliding? We define that as a breaking of our relationship with God. We've talked a lot about how it happened. That happened to me. How it happens to other people. And how it could happen to you. What we haven't talked about is how to prevent it. Can it be prevented? Oh, yeah. Backsliding can be prevented. The question becomes, is it you preventing yourself from backsliding, or is it us as a church preventing you from backsliding, or somebody else? Well, as a church, we cannot prevent backsliding. It's someone's individual relationship with God. Now that said, we can do something to help prevent it. There are a few things we can do. Remember, backsliding is a result of a failed relationship with the Lord. Also remember, He never fails us. It's us failing our relationship with Him. So how do we prevent someone failing in their relationship with God? For us as a church, as a community, what can we do to help others not backslide? Well, we can pray for them. Prayer is the first thing. Pray that God strengthens the relationship. Now, it's a two-way street. It's not just God strengthening the relationship, it's God providing them helping them with the desire to strengthen the relationship through the Holy Spirit. Well, there are times that you feel that you need to pray more, or there are times that you feel that you need to read the Bible more. There are times that when you're not feeling well, that you feel deep down inside that church is the place to be. Holy Spirit can be talking to you to help you keep your relationship with the Lord current and up to date. I hate those words. Those are buzzwords. The bottom line is the Holy Spirit helps you control your relationship with the Lord. Well, fellowship. That's another good word. We do a little bit of that here. Used to, we did an awful lot more of it than we do now. Socialize with people. Friendship is an amazing thing. Just having someone to talk to hash our problems out with, or just to cry on their shoulder is an amazing effect. You see, that's really the main reason I'm here today. I had a friend that was willing to let me cry on her shoulder. Her and her husband just went through a divorce, and I'd known her for many years. Known her husband for many years. Me and her husband were pretty good friends. Quite frankly, I really couldn't stand his wife there for a long time. What happens? I end up marrying her. But the girl I was chasing was getting ready to pack up and move to Florida. I knew I wasn't going there. We'd had a serious discussion about the future. And I wasn't the only one that had eyes for her. But I called up Angie and I needed a friend. She put aside what she was doing that night. We went out and went to Applebee's and sat there for a while and talked. And it was awful funny. I'd even asked God to take care of the problem with this other girl. God does work in mysterious ways some days. He didn't answer my prayer on that one, but He sure answered a different prayer. He knew what I needed when I needed it. You see, I started dating Angie almost immediately. It was just, we clicked. We liked each other. I was at her house one Saturday. I mean, we're talking less than a week, maybe. And I said something about seeing her in the morning. And she said, "It'll have to be after 1 o'clock. I'm going to church." And as an afterthought, she said, "Would you like to come along?" Holy Spirit was right there with me, and He said, "Go along. You won't regret it." A week before, I'd have said, "I'll see you at 1." Just something spoke to me that right there when she said that. And I said, okay, I'll come along. I walked in the doors of that church the next morning. It was like I should be there. Just like coming here. The Lord took care of that backsliding problem real quick. But you know, what I regret the most is it was 15 years between the time I left the Lord to the time I returned. 15 years. Boy, I could have been doing an awful lot. So, fellowship. The ability to talk to somebody, give them good, sound advice, biblical advice. Just be there. As I said, advice given should be biblical, should be encouraging. Biblical advice and proper encouragement goes a long way to preventing backsliding. And you know, coming from your friend, it's priceless. You remember that MasterCard commercial? You know, this is priceless for everything else is MasterCard. Friendship is priceless. Just like your relationship with the Lord is priceless. What's the third way we can take and encourage, help prevent backsliding? Well, how about discipleship? We offer opportunities as a church to get to know God better. Through classes, small group studies, one-on-one training. Whatever works to get people to know the Lord better and grow their relationship with Him. Good, solid, strong relationship with the Lord. You don't want to backslide. Backsliding doesn't happen. I got a question for you. What are we going to do to prevent backsliding? Most important thing, we must make sure our relationship with the Lord is as it should be. Our relationship is the most important thing we have with the Lord. Is your relationship with the Lord current and up to date? And as I said, I really hate that phrase, current and up to date. And I prefer simply to say, how's your relationship with the Lord? So, how is your relationship with the Lord, folks? If it needs a little work, you'd love to talk it over. If it's great, you'd love to converse about anything you'd like. You'd like to hear your prayers for others less fortunate to have such a good relationship with Him. You know, you'd love to talk about the concerns about your family and friends and your desire that they come or go closer to Him. Most of all, He'd just like to talk to you and hear your voice. That's all it is. That's a relationship. One-on-one with the Lord. We can prevent backsliding. Best we prevent our own, but by helping others and being accountable to each other. We can ask each other, how's your relationship with the Lord? And when somebody comes back and says, I'm having a rough time with it, what do? How do we respond to them? How do we help them prevent backsliding? As long long as our relationship with the Lord's good, we'll recognize that if we get too busy and we start getting to the point where we're forgetting about the Lord, and our relationship gets damaged. The altars are open, and I do invite you to come up and talk to the Lord a little bit. He'd love to hear you, as I said. And I know we all know somebody's backslidden. If you don't want to talk to the Lord about yourself, talk to Him about those people that you care about that no longer come or that just don't know Him. I invite you to play something nice for us. She picks out something to play. It was a message that somehow this is what the Lord says. Cursed is the one who trusts in man, who depends on flesh for his strength, and whose heart turns away from the Lord. That turns away from the Lord says everything. Because you have to already be walking towards the Lord to turn away. I don't know why that spoke the way it did to me, but it did. And He asked me to share. I think He asked us all to share His concern for others that we know that have backslidden. So if you would, the altars are open. I'm going to go down there and pray myself for family that I know that no longer walking with the Lord. If you would, join us. thankful for your message. We thank you for our relationship with you. And we ask that you just strengthen that relationship, Lord. Lord, for our friends and family that either don't know you or have broken their relationship with you, Lord, we ask that you touch them with your Holy Spirit and give them a desire to get to know you or come back to you, Lord. Lord, over the years, I've known many people that are on my mind and in my heart right now that some of them knew you and have walked away, others that seem to never know you, Lord. And I just ask that you touch them, bring them closer to you, Lord, reestablish a relationship with them, help them have the desire to have that relationship with you. Lord, as we get ready to go to our homes and out to eat and everything, we ask that you are with us. Be with us in our everyday life. Help us with our desire to keep our relationship with you fresh. We ask that you're with us as we leave today. We ask this in the precious and lovely name of Jesus Christ. Amen.